The agenda as prepared for the October 21, 2025 meeting of Council of the Township of Perth East be approved as received. Moved by Hugh, second by Amanda. All in favor? Carried. If you have pecuniary interest, you can disclose that now as our meeting goes along. Under our consent agenda, we have 14 items. Is there any item anyone has questions on or they'd like pulled? Seeing none, then we have a motion that items 5.1.1 to 5.1.14 is set out on the consent agenda for the October 21st, 2025 regular meeting of council be received for information, and that the minutes of October 7, 2025 regular council meeting be adopted. Moved by Bob, second by Jerry. All in favor? Okay. We do have one public presentation, and joining us on the screen, we have Julie Welker, the Source Protection Coordinator, and Olivia Orsini, Risk Management Official from the Upper Thames River Conservation. So welcome, ladies.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, great. Thank you for having me this evening. I just need to figure out how to share my screen. Do I have access for that?
Yes, you do. We do have it if you want us to do it at this end.
You may have to. All I see is raise hand, Q&A, and show captions as my options. So that'd be great if you can.
Okay, we will do it at our end.
Thank you.
Ready? Okay, we're good. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, like I said, thank you for having me. Oh, I don't see it on the screen. I just see my name.
We can see it.
Okay. It's hard to give my presentation when I can't see it. Sorry. I'm going to pull up another screen. See if I can pull it up on that as well. As I'm doing that, I just want to say thank you for having me this evening. We're always happy to come to council and give a presentation on source water. And here, I'm just going to change screens. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see it. Well, I don't see it on your screen, but I do have it on a second screen. Okay, so next slide, please. Just with the Clean Water Act, as you're probably all aware of, back in 2000, the community's drinking water in Walkerton became contaminated with E. coli. 7 people lost their lives and thousands became ill, and a lot of people are still dealing with those effects to today. This obviously sparked a public inquiry as to what happened, and through that process, Justice O'Connor, he did develop that multi-barrier approach to protecting our drinking water from the source to the tap. So before, it was really only they pulled the raw water into the treatment system, and then it went through that process. So the clean water, or the inquiry said, really, we need to look at the sources of our drinking water and protect that the best we can before it gets to the water treatment system. So from there, the Clean Water Act was created, and this is our first protection of our first barrier, to protect our drinking water. Next slide, please. I'm assuming the slides are transitioning as I'm speaking, so
yes, because I
can't see. Okay, thanks. So the Thames-Sydenham Source Protection Region, obviously the province had to find boundaries and how we're going to roll out this program. So 19 regions were created across Ontario, and our region encompasses the Upper Thames, St. Clair, and Lower Thames subwater or watersheds. So altogether, we create the Thames-Sydenham Source Protection Region. So a lot of municipalities, First Nations, and drinking water systems within that region. So just give you a bit of a geography. Next slide, please. So the Source Protection Committee, they include a variety of industries, municipalities, agriculture, health unit, First Nations, MECP, and so on. So together they've created policies under the Source Protection Plan. And a lot of these, we have a lot of different tools under that plan, and it can go from most regulatory, from prohibition to an activity, to less regulatory, to like research or education and outreach. Then we have the science piece, which is all included in the assessment report. This is where you'll find all the details for every municipal drinking water system in our region. And both these documents have to be amended quite often as systems change. Next slide, please. So as council, you'll be more than aware of this, that your responsibilities under the statutory standard of care under the Safe Drinking Water Act. These source protection plans require municipalities to implement policies to protect our sources of our drinking water systems. That act includes a statutory standard of care, Section 19, for individuals with oversight responsibilities for municipal drinking water systems, which extend to municipal councilors. The statutory standard of care related to drinking water ensures that decision makers are practicing due diligence to protect the health when it comes to decisions around our drinking water. Next slide, please. So the wellhead protection areas in Perth East, of course, we've got Shakespeare, which is quite a smaller one. While Tavistock is not in Perth East, a lot of the wellhead protection area delineation is within Perth East. There is the Milverton one as say and then just to kind of show you, if you're unaware, the map on the right really just shows you say you have a manure spill or spill a large amount of fuel within the time of travel, 2-year time of travel zone. So that just means if it spills on the ground, it takes 2 years to get to your well. But then right around the well is a 100-meter zone, and that's the most vulnerable. So that's, if anything happens within that well, you need to shut down the system, etc. And so we have policies that are more strict within the closest to that well, of course. Next slide, please. So what that could look like, what kind of activities could be affected through policy. If we're looking at commercial or industrial, you're looking at dry cleaners, auto shops, gas stations, landfills, commercial storage of PCBs and other hazardous wastes. Agriculture, it can be manure, commercial fertilizers, biosolids, pesticides, livestock raising, feedlots. And for residential systems or areas, it could be septic systems and home heating oil. So these are all kind of the activities that our risk management officials will see and go in and inspect and work with the landowners or businesses to ensure that these don't become drinking water threats. Next slide, please. So as part of, under the Clean Water Act and the municipalities' responsibilities, under Part 4 of the Clean Water Act, this is where you need to manage or mitigate the threats to our drinking water, to the municipal drinking water systems. So this is where the risk management official and inspector comes in, and Olivia Orsini is also on the call. If there's any questions specific to your systems, she's happy to help answer. But this is where Perth East has delegated responsibilities to our office, where we have our risk management officials located. So Olivia works on behalf of you. She's pretty much, the way I look at it is she is a Perth East staff member. But she goes out and she'll identify properties with significant drinking water threats on them. She'll negotiate risk management plans with people engaged in activities. She'll implement prohibition policies if warranted. She reviews a lot of planning and building applications through Section 59 of the Clean Water Act. So this is where anything that comes through those two divisions will come through her, and she'll make sure to see if there's any kind of threats that are proposed for that area. And of course, compliance. She's out there quite often doing inspections on the properties to ensure that they are complying with the agreement under the risk management plans. And a lot of creating and distributing education outreach material. Next slide, please. So coming up, we are waiting in the queue for a bunch of approvals for our current or our draft policies as a result of the 2021 technical rules. There was a lot of changes within these technical rules. There was new threats that were added as drinking water threats. So we've had to draft new policies on that. There was changes to existing threats. Fuel, for instance, fuel at 2,500 liters used to be a threat, but now it's 250 liters. So that's going to be a lot of on the ground work once those policies are approved to find those tanks and just to ensure that they're in good condition and they're following risk management measures. Snow storage of any quantity is a new threat, and road salt storage. There's also road salt application. The Milverton municipal drinking water system is guided by the Grand River Source Protection Plan, and they were approved this past June. The rest are waiting for our approval, so they're kind of under two risk management source protection plans. Next slide, please. Okay, budget. So for our risk management office, there are 11 municipalities that delegate Part 4 risk management to the Upper Thames office. We do agreements on a 2-year rotation basis. And you'll see I put the cost for this current year and for the next 2 years. You'll note that in 2026, it's actually reduced from this past year. And this was a result of temp coming on board. So the way it all works is all the municipalities, there's scoring and weighted numbers assigned to it. But we actually we take the full budget basically and divide it based on the weight or the score we've given municipalities. And we're able to come up with a dollar figure. So we were able to reduce those costs over the next couple of years. So always a good thing. And it will go up from there if Perthes continues to participate in this program or delegate those responsibilities to our office. Next slide, please. So this is just really for more information. If you're, oh, you know what? You probably don't have the budget. Sorry, because I was going to share my screen. You probably didn't have that slide. My apologies. But we do have more information there, and we are happy to take any questions you may have. Sorry that this was a little wonky.
Yep. No, that's okay. Thanks. Council, questions of the presentation? No questions. Well, then we have a motion that Council of the Township of Perth East receive the presentation from Julie Welker, Source Protection Coordinator, and Olivia Orsini, Risk Management Official, Upper Thames River Conservation Authority, regarding Part 4 Joint Risk Management Service Agreement Program Overview for information. Mover and a seconder. Moved by Amanda, second by Andrew. All in favor? Carried. And if you ladies would just bear with me for a minute. With council's permission, we will go down to the Risk Management Services Agreement that the CIO has, and then the ladies are here if there's any questions on it. Okay, Mike?
Thanks, Mary. Yeah, I don't have a lot to add. I thought it was important for Olivia and Julie to be here as part of the meeting and provide kind of an overview of the services that are provided through Upper Thames River Conservation Authority. Yeah, the agreement is set to lapse, so the proposal or the recommendation in front of council for consideration to extend the agreement, as Olivia touched on, because they've added an additional municipality. The costs are actually declining for 2026 and 27, which is a nice story. But certainly, if there are questions with the agreement or specifics around the services, it's nice that we're here. But otherwise, I can try to answer that.
Okay, any questions from members of council? Seeing no questions, we do have a motion that Council of the Township of Perth East receive the report entitled Risk Management Service Agreement CAO 2025-014 dated October 21, 2025, prepared by the Chief Administrative Officer and the Manager of Public Works for information, and further that Council give readings to Bylaw 49, 3 readings to Bylaw 49-2025, authorizing the Mayor and the Clerk to enter into and amending agreement with the Upper Thames River Conservation Authority for source protection joint risk management services. I need a mover and a seconder. Moved by Jerry, second by Amanda. All in favor? Carried. Thanks, Julie and Olivia.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Have a good night. Okay, going back to our agenda, we have no other presentations. We have no delegations, no public meetings, or no public hearings. We'll do down to reports. Under the first report, under planning, we have a part law control application submitted by Scott Patterson on behalf of 227451 Ontario Inc. So we have Jeff here with us to give that report. So Jeff, welcome.
So the part lot control application 03-2025 was submitted by the numbered company 2274581 Ontario Incorporated for the lands addressed as 2237 and 2239 William Shakespeare Street in Shakespeare. Subject application is requesting approval to pass a bylaw that exempts the subject lands from part lot control provisions of the Planning Act. If exempted, each unit of the semi-detached dwelling can be made separately conveyable. Applicant has submitted a 2-lot development plan showing the proposed development, which is the semi-detached dwelling on the parcel to be created through that part lot control application, and being Plan 44M 103. The lands are designated as neighborhood in the County of Perth official plan and are zoned residential zone 2. The zone allows for semi-detached dwellings that are currently under construction. Removal of the part lot control application to establish lot lines between units of semi-detached dwellings is acceptable method of lot creation under the Planning Act. Once the exempting bylaw is approved, the surveyor's reference plan showing the lot lands is completed and registered at the Land Registry Office. The bylaw is in effect for a period of 2 years. After such time, then the Planning Act would be reinstated. Staff are supportive of the proposed part lot control exemption and recommend that Perth East Council approve the application and forward the bylaw to the County of Perth for approval. And that the approved bylaw is provided to the Township of Perth East is to be registered on title. I'm available to answer any questions.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. Questions of the report? No questions, and we have a motion that Council of the Township of Perth East receive the report entitled Part Lot Control Application 3-2025 submitted by Scott Patterson, Patterson Planning Consultants, Inc. on behalf of 2274581 Ontario Inc., care of Apple Homes, legally described as Lot 2, Plan 44M 103, which is 2237 and 2239 William Shakespeare Street in Shakespeare, for information, and that council approved the application submitted by Scott Patterson of Patterson Planning Consultants for the exemption of part lot control of lands described as Lot 2, Plan 44M-103, which is 2237 and 2239 William Shakespeare Street in the Township of Perth East, and forward the bylaw to the County of Perth for approval, and that the approval bylaw be provided to the Township of Perth East and registered on the title. We need a mover and a seconder. Moved by Andrew, second by Hugh. All in favor? Carried. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your night.
You too.
Okay, now we did the CAO, so now we're moving down to the clerk, and it's a tender opening for the Herbert Municipal Drain. Ashley?
Okay, thanks, Mary. So this is just to award the contract to Robinson Farm Drainage for the Herborth Municipal Drain, and the Court of Revision was held on October 7th, and the assessment schedule was upheld. And I will try to answer any questions if there's any.
Okay, thank you. Any questions of the report? Seeing no questions, we have a motion that Council of the Township of Perth East receive the report prepared by the Development Technologist and Manager of Legislative Services / Municipal Clerk dated October 21st, 2025, entitled Tender Opening, Herborth Municipal Drain, CLE-2025-41 for information, and further that Council award the tender for construction of the Herborth Municipal Drain 2025 to Robinson Farm Drainage with their submission of $24,800 excluding taxes only upon satisfactory resolution to all appeals before the Court of Revision. Need a mover and a seconder, moved by Hugh, second by Bob, all in favor? Carried. Okay, under finance, we have the January to September year-to-date. Paula was not able to be with us, so Mike is going to be.
Thank you, Mayor. It's, yeah, unfortunately, Paul is under the weather, and it's not because of the state of our year-to-date report. Actually, as council will see in the reports, we are pretty well on target. There are a few outliers. Winter control being the most obvious one, unfortunately. And yeah, we're all hoping for a nice mild winter start this year to hopefully catch up a little bit on that. Certainly, the managers from the department are here, so if there are specific questions within departments that we want to address them, but otherwise, we can certainly give answers there associated with the report.
Okay, questions of the report? Any questions? And we have a motion that Council of the Township of Perth East received a report prepared by the Manager of Financial Services, Dash Treasurer, dated October 21st, 2025, entitled January to September 2025, year-to-date for information. Need a mover and a seconder, moved by Jerry, second by Hugh. All in favor? Carried. Thanks, Mike. Okay, no reports from Public Works, nothing from Building and Bylaw, nothing from Parks Recreation, nothing from Fire. So we're at correspondence. The first item of correspondence is from the Milverton Business Association, and they're requesting a road closure of Main Street for November 14th when they have their annual Merry Milverton Christmas event. Any questions? Any objections? We have a motion that the Council of the Township of Perth East receive the correspondence from Jeremy Matheson, President, Milverton Business Association, dated October 10, 2025, regarding the Merry Milverton Christmas event on November 14, 2025, temporary road closure request for information. That Council approved the temporary closure of Main Street, Milverton, from George Street through downtown to Grove Street for the evening started at 4 p.m. and reopening at approximately 9 p.m. in order to accommodate the Merry Milverton Christmas event, and that the event organizers provide sufficient volunteers necessary to control detoured/rerouted traffic, and further that the certificate of insurance state that the Corporation of Township of Perth East and the County of Perth be added as an additional insured, but only with respect to their interest in the operation of the named insured. Moved by Hugh, second by Amanda. All those in favor? Carried. Second item of correspondence is from the Milverton Lions Club, and they're asking to use the Perth East Rec Complex soccer pitch for New Year's Eve firework display and to have road closure of Temperate Street from 5:30 to 8 on December 31st, 2025. Is there any questions on that? No? Okay, then we have a motion that the Council of the Township of Perth East receive the correspondence from Jeremy Matheson, Milverton Lions Club, dated October 10, 2025, regarding a request to hold a New Year's Eve fireworks show at the Perth East Recreation Complex, Kirk Soccer Pitch, and a temporary road closure for information, and that Council approve the fireworks show on December 31st, 2025, storm date to be January 1, 2026, between 5:30 and 8 at the Perth East Recreation Complex soccer pitch, and further that Council approve the temporary closure of Temperate Street south of Wilford Street from 5:30 to 8 p.m. on the day of the event, and further that the certificate of insurance state that the Corporation of the Township of Perth East be added as an additional insured, but only with respects to their interest in the operation of the named insured. Moved by Jerry, second by Hugh. All in favor? Carried. Okay, our third item of correspondence is the bylaw exemption request of bylaw 52-2022, the refreshment vehicle from Mocha Eatery at 180 Huron Road in Sebronville. They are here with us tonight. If, with council's permission, if you have any questions, we can ask, as long as they want to talk to us. And I don't know, what does council wish to do with this? Amanda?
I'm in favor of granting it. I think the letter outlines that there's a, cordial relationship with Dave's Diner. I've known about this concept or I've heard about it. It's been in the works for some time, and I think anytime we can offer more food options to the public is a good thing. And Sevierville is a very busy place, so I, as the Alice Ward rep, I would be in support of granting this.
Okay, anyone else? Andrew?
Thank you, Marigots. Is there any other background on this? Like, has this ever come through staff yet? Is my question. It's just this letter, what we see here. This is all we know about it.
Bill?
Sure. So we did go down to the station, the gas station, to go through the application process. And as noted in the letter, the only outstanding issue from a fire perspective was the distance from the fuel dispensing station, the pumps, over to the food truck. But as you can see, it's only 3 to 5 meters, so it's not like it's sitting right beside the fuel pump.
So fire's happy with that? No problems?
I would be happy with 25 meters. I don't think I would be happy with anything less than 25 meters, but for this exemption, I would support it.
You?
No, that's, I would support Hagan. I think it's just a minor variation. So with this, how would this go forward now? Who did they go to now next? Did they go to minor variance? Or Deputy Mayor, at this point, it would be, this is a council bylaw, so it would just be an exemption associated with the application itself. So staff, we anticipate it's perhaps for the support, or perhaps not. So there is a draft, basically, where council would pass a resolution authorizing the exemption to council.
Okay, anyone else? If not, we do have a motion that Council of the Township of Perthes receive a correspondence from Mocha Eatery Food Truck Request Exemption from Bylaw 52-2022, Sections 2.20 and 2.21 for information, and that Council approve the exemption from Bylaw 52-2022 to Section 2.20. No person shall operate a refreshment vehicle within 60 meters from the front entrance of an eating establishment, and Section 2.21, which no person shall operate a mobile food service equipment refreshment vehicle within 30 meters of the refueling station or any other volatile environment. So the motion is to allow. We have a mover, moved by Amanda, second by Hugh. Any more questions? All those in favor? Carried. Good to go. Yeah, once you get your license, sorry. Gotta add that.
Didn't start tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, next thing on our agenda is the Arthur Horn letter regarding the trees. Any comments or questions on that letter? Hugh?
I don't know, but it's just always better to get out and tell people what are going to happen before they unexpectedly find out. It usually works out far better when we talk to people.
Bob?
My interest is piqued by the donation of land, I guess, by the municipality. So is there any, there's a multitude of municipal acts that have come down since the 1800s, and how this gets explained?
That's a fair question, Counselor, but I'll be honest with all of Council. We have not spent a lot of time following up on the assertions as it relates to the transfer of lands. There has been significant changes as it relates to roadways, public roadways, over the years. And yeah, certainly we could do that. I don't think it's probably necessary in certain sense unless we have direction. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, rather than spending some time and money on a legal opinion, I think sometimes it's just best to leave sleeping dogs lie. So if do what we have to do, if the rest slide, I think that makes everybody happy.
Okay, anyone else? If not, we have a motion that council of the Township of Perth East receive the correspondence from Arthur G. Horn regarding trees for information. Moved by Bob, second by Jerry, all in favor? Okay. Moving to council and committee reports, you had the mayor's meeting log at the last meeting. Is there any verbal reports anyone has for any of the boards or the committees that they sit on? Jerry?
Yes, through you, Mayor, the dog park committee, they are doing quite well. They've raised just over $20,000 to date. It's substantial, so they're getting close to their amount.
Good, great. Anyone else, Hugh?
No, I'm sure there are we're at the fire prevention week that they did, and I was just in Littleton and Shakespeare, that they did an excellent job again. It looked like there was a good crowd out, so that was great. And I had the good luck of going to Cone Show in Stratford on Sunday to bring greetings, and it was their 62nd year, I believe. And it was quite a good show, and I was thankful that it was able to.
Thank you. Jerry?
It's one more that I forgot about Sunday. The Battle of the Badges. Mark greetings on behalf of the township. And unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to put it, the OPP ended up beating the Fire 1-0. So it was an excellent game, and from what I've seen today, there's about almost $2,500 raised for victim services. Well attended day.
Great, close game, close game. I too attended the Fire Hall's Fire Prevention Week. I did get to all three of them, so it's great. It's great to get out and see all the firefighters and what they all do for our community. I also had the opportunity last Wednesday, I believe, to meet MPP Todd McCarthy, MPP Lisa Thompson, and Matthew Ray, and we met on the rail trail. And I didn't get on a bike because the bike they brought, the seats are way too high for my feet. They didn't come anywhere near the ground, so I did not ride a bike, but some of them did. They went for a little bike ride, and I had a great opportunity because Lisa Thompson and I sat and had a great conversation. So it was a great day, and Amanda was there, part of it. That's the minister that she works for. So then we all went to Animes for lunch, so it was a very good day. So, okay, so I guess a motion to accept the verbal reports. Moved by Hughes, second by Bob, in favor. Carried. Okay, then we have bylaws. We have 3 bylaws that have first and second reading. We have bylaw 48-2025, a bylaw for part lot control, and that was item 8.1.1 tonight. The second one, bylaw 49-2025, a bylaw to enter into a risk management services agreement with the Upper Thames Conservation Area, and that was item 8.2.1 tonight. And the third one is bylaw 206-2025, a bylaw to amend bylaw 30-1999, and that's zoning with the Smith property. So we need those first and second reading. Mover and the seconder for that, moved by Hughes, second by Amanda, all in favors, carried. Okay, and then we have 5 bylaws for third and final reading, and that's bylaw 48-2025, that's a bylaw for part lot control, and that was 11.1.1 or 8.1.1 tonight. Bylaw 49-2025, a bylaw to enter into risk management service agreement with the Upper Thames Conservation. The third one, bylaw 206-2025, bylaw to amend bylaw 1399, that's the zoning application for the Schmitz. The fourth one is bylaw 111-2025, being a provisional bylaw for the Ruffridge Municipal Drain. And the fifth one is bylaw 112-2025, being a provisional bylaw for the Bond Municipal Drain. So we have third and final reading for all those. I need a mover and a seconder Moved by Amanda, second by Jerry. All in favor? Carried. Okay, do we have any notice of motions? Any other business? Announcements? We do not have a closed session. Go down to confirmatory bylaw. In the bylaw 50-2025, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council of the Township of Perth East at its regular meeting held on October 21st, 2025, be read a first, second, and third time. Moved by Amanda, second by Bob. All in favor? Carried. And the last motion of the night is that we adjourn at 7:33 p.m. Moved by Hughes, second by Jerry. All in favor? Okay. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your night.